Hi, I'm not yet dead in name and in nature, and welcome back to South Mountain Creamery. Yeah, so as you've seen, we've been getting on with the silage harvest, forage harvest, if you want to call it, of these fields of this corn. Still ongoing, but getting there. So we finished one field, that's just over here. That was field, I don't know numbers. Field 26 is done. We're getting on with field 27, and then field 28 we're going to lease a corn header for the combine, and we'll cut that for crop. As you can see, I've already cut myself a little path through it with the forage harvester, so I can get. It would require an awful lot of driving around backwards and forwards. Right, this takes a little bit of push and an angle to get it up over this lip. There we go. Hopefully that's enough. Try that. But yeah, so we're getting on with harvesting this corn, and actually we need to pick up the straw from the field that we harvested and bought and harvested in the last episode. So I'll get the worker back on the forage. I've been compacting that as I go along, but it needs a bit more work. But I can do that off screen because you do not want to see me doing that. So we'll get a worker on this, and we'll go and sort out leasing a header for the combine. Because actually, what else do we need to do before the winter? I.e., in other words, before I activate the seasons, clear these fields. We could start ploughing them, I suppose, but that's not critical. And straw, and we'll cut some grass as well, which I believe we need to test it, but I think we'll be able to put it in the silo. And as I said, we'll do that for now, but what we'll do eventually, once we've got a bit more finances, we'll start doing hay, and we'll start doing hay bales, doing it properly rather than it's a little bit cheaty using a silo that'll take grass, and we'll just cut grass fresh when the cows need it, when we eventually get cows back in. So despite my slight concerns, and the fact it is slightly lifting the combine up a little, it's working quite well, this header, and it would have been a much bigger job if I'd have released a smaller header. So that was a bit of a gamble, but lucky. I'm going to do the same thing with the corn header of the combine. I'm going to get the next size up. Hopefully it'll be alright. We'll just have to see. Anyway, we'll leave the worker cracking on, and we'll go sort out about that header, and I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to do what you shouldn't do. I'm going to walk straight in front of a combine that's got a header on it. Go through the corn. And we'll go and see a man about a combine header. Right, so I've had the header delivered, and as you can see, it's quite a lot. It's not a big one, not a big one. So rather than getting the Capello Quasar F4, which is probably the one you'd normally get for this combine, I've gone for just one, and I've gone for the Capello Diamond SH8, which is 6 meters. I think the other one's 3. So yeah, fingers crossed. Again, it's a little bit of an experiment, but worth the risk if it works. So I've just leased it. No major plans to do corn again in the near future, so it'll do for now. Right, so we'll start 28, making sure I've got the field numbers right as I learn them. In fact, of course, it's split into 2 now, so what I'll do is we'll start with one side and then the other. Essentially, it's now almost 2 separate fields, and we'll see how we get on. Because actually, should be able to just unfold, see how big it is. Unfold the combine. Just okay. Nice. I'm going to do an amount of this off screen. I'm quite keen to get to the point where we can activate seasons so that we can move forward. So, but I'm just, letting you see what it is I'm doing. How we're starting off the map. Of course, I've chosen the bigger bit to do first. I probably should have gone the other way. Never mind. It all needs doing. So that's fine. And we'll go around this edge. We missed a bit. I'll pick up that later. Around this edge, get to a point where we can get a worker going. Which direction are the rows in? Good question. Show the field go. It looks like this way. So actually, if I get to this end here, where it does flatten out a little bit, then we ought to be alright. We'll need to do a strip up the back, look. Give the worker a bit more room. Actually, I suppose if I get the worker going up here, so we're starting to straighten up again, so the rows go this way as well. Perhaps do get the worker going across that way. I can always tidy up any bits it misses. That's no big deal. I'm absolutely loving this map, and I'm really excited to get on with it. Get to the point where we've got the cows at the farm again and be, doing all that sort of stuff. I've kind of missed doing that. I did enjoy having a mass dairy herd on Goldcrest. It was very satisfying, so I'm looking forward to doing that again. I'm very excited to do this, and it's a great map to be doing it on. And of course, perfect. Creamery, just where you want to be doing the cows in mass numbers. And we'll be doing other things as well as the farm progresses, but the cows have to be priority one to get the creamery back up and running, keep it in business, serving the local people. Yeah, there's not a lot of runoff anywhere on this field, so we'll go around these edges. Curvy bit I won't worry about so much because it's right next to it, and there's actually quite a wide path between the fields. I may as well do this. So yeah, I think between finishing off these fields, we need to obviously pick up that straw from field 9. I think it was field 9. Am I remembering these right now? Yep, field 9 that we bought last episode. And then we'll mow and collect the grass from our one meadow field. And then it'll be winter time, and we'll start with a brand new year and progress. Right, that should be, so if I do this trip, right, then turn the combine round, I line it up, just going to look at our worker, because chances are you might be getting full. The one thing about doing silage with a forage harvester with a worker is that he doesn't tell you when the trailer's full, because the trailer's not, the actual unit that he's driving. It doesn't tell you when he's full. There we go. Leave the worker to it. Catch you later. Let's go see how he's doing. Also need to be conscious that occasionally now, in between emptying the silage trailer from forage harvest, I will need to, in between each one, bring it up here to empty the combine of corn and go put that in the silo. It's going to start getting quite busy. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? He wasn't even supposed to be in this field, and yet somehow he is. But at least the trailer filled up and he stopped. Now the real challenge is I need to very carefully back out of here. Oh, that's so annoying. Right, so actually what I might do... That's jackknifed completely. Ooh, there's something really weird going on here. Oh, it's because I folded up the... okay. Because I folded up the header. It's lifted the front wheels of the combine off the ground, so I've no traction at all to steer. But I've got crop destruction and I'm going to lose crop at this rate if I'm not careful. Ooh, just about made that. So what I might do... Sorry, wrong one. Just leave that there a second. So let's have a look. How much have we got left? Maybe the rest I just collect as corn now, because actually there's not that much of the field to go. 27's nearly done. Ish. So maybe we'll just do all of that, what's left as corn. We've already got, I don't know how many thousands of litres of... Let's have a look how full the silo is. Or maybe I'll just do that bit at the bottom. We have just gone into the hour, so I have just paid for another hour's worth of lease. So, you know, there's something to be said for using it for another, you know, up until 11 o'clock. It won't cost me any more. So I can check how long it's been in use for, I suppose, and see whether operating hour I've also got. Actually, it's all operating hour, isn't it? So that's the determiner. It's day lease and operating hour. So, yeah, we'll have a look at that. Let's see. Too square, I'm not going to get that over there. Too tricky, this. Like we did last time, have a good run up. Not sure we're far enough over, that's not going to let much out of there, is it? No, it's not. Wasn't it fun? It's almost like the harvester was trying to cut through the field straight through to the silo. That's really weird. There we go. Oh, careful. Right, I've got an idea. Whoa. That's quite cool. It's like the Italian job. Right, hang on. It's getting pretty full. It's the one disadvantage of doing it this rate. Right, I will finish emptying this trailer and I will catch you in a moment, because it's obviously going to take me a minute. Whoa. There we go. Just got away with that. Whoa, that was close. Okay, then I have finished. Excellent. Right. Yep, I'll get this harvester on the bottom end of this field, and we'll do the rest corn. I'll see you in a sec. Right, so as you can see, we've taken another trailer load of chaff off this field. I'm just going to fold this up for now and watch the wheels raise up. There we go. So yeah, so I've had a slight change of plan. I'm just going to back that up a little bit. So yeah, I've done one more load. Chaff's gone into the bunker. It's now at about, I think it's 400,000 litres. We'll just take the Hurleman up to the combine, which actually needs to get a worker on. I think it's stopped. So yeah, and I've also emptied the combine once. So we'll empty it again. Make sure it's empty, and then with the Hurleman we'll go grab the loading wagon and we'll go and start clearing the straw off field 9, because I thought actually if I keep going back and forth, then should be okay to you know, as I fill up the loading wagon, worker can fill up the harvester, and hopefully by the time I fill the loading wagon with straw, I'll be okay to then come back and empty the combine. So we do this quite carefully. So we'll jump in, empty this out, line it all up. I had a feeling that was going to be a challenge. Despite the fact I was on the steps of the combine, the Deutz was still the one to get into. I have to go around the wrong side. Right, so let's put the pipe out. Am I too far forwards? Maybe? Oh, just. Yeah, so we'll empty this, get a worker on it. And as I say, hopefully the timing will be just right, that I'll be able to just pop back whenever I need to empty the loading wagon into the silo with the straw, to come and empty the combine into the trailer. And then I was thinking, what, I don't get charged apart from, you know, the day rate. You know, I paid for a day of the forage harvest already, so I won't get charged with just sitting there, so there's no rush to do a bit. I will do a little bit more forage. Just quickly get past here with the combine. Yeah, so I will quickly I will do a bit more forage, but I thought actually, as the combine was already running and full, that I'd use the trailer until the trailer's full, and then I'll do another load of forage. Probably just one more. I think I'll do. We've got, yeah, I think it's at 400,000 litres, which is just huge. Because we're not going to have that many cows to start off with anyway, so there's no need to have masses and masses. Yeah, so we'll leave that running. We'll nip over, pick up the loading wagon, run it up to field 9, and we'll start picking up the straw. Busy day. Oh, wrong buttons. Right, here we go. Oh, the pickup switched on. Yeah, I don't really know how much we're going to get off here. The you know, the yield from the field wasn't huge. Obviously there was no fertilised state. The field needs ploughing, so you know, I wouldn't expect it to be massive, but actually already 3,000 just from this first strip. Is a fair bit. So we'll get this field cleared, and we need to think about, I'm denied about ploughing one or two of the fields before the winter, so to speak, i.e. before I put seasons on, but actually I'm not sure there's a particular need to. We'll have a bit of time at the beginning of the year before we can plant, seed any of the fields or do much else, so which will probably be a little bit of forestry. Actually, I've been having a look round I think I've identified a good location to start a sort of forestry exercise. So I do a bit of that over the winter as well. But yeah, that's things. I mean, ploughing can be done at the start of the year, initial fertiliser states, etc. We can do all that once seasons is on. So we'll just get this field cleared, clear the other 2 fields of corn, and we'll do 1 cut of grass from our grass field, our meadow, and that may well be it. In fact, I might cut a bit more grass from around the place while I'm at it, actually. Make sure we've got plenty, but we're only going to get a small number of cows, and I need to think about when that would best be. I can't do it too early. Get that bit up there, for fairly obvious reasons. Because we've got to make sure we've got enough straw, we've got enough grass, we've got the silage, etc. So it's going to be a bit, but it's important that we get the cows back as soon as we can. Start building up a good herd again. So yeah, just thinking about that, trying to figure that out. This is going to take me a little while. I suppose this bottom end is also fiddly bit because it's an awful lot of turning and not so much picking up. There'll be quite a few trips back and forth. Look at what the capacity of this is. It's 18 something. I mean, it's getting quite full. Was it 21 something? I can't remember. I've got one more. By the way, we're nearly there. There's the beeps. There it is. Okay. Yeah, actually we're going to get a fair amount of straw off this field, without question. Okie dokie. Clear road, that's lucky. Right, get this back to the silo. And I mean, well, we've had no notification about the worker yet, but while we're over here, it makes sense to go empty it. So actually, that's quite good if we can fill, drive up to the field, fill the fill the loading wagon, and get back down before the worker fills up. That's pretty good going. I'm actually quite surprised, but that's good. And it'll just be a bit of a to and fro exercise till we finish. Here we go. There we go, straw going in. Actually, you know what? Let's take the radio up there, and then we can just leave it here ready each time. Oh well, look at that, nearly full grain tank, 80%. Now then, where is our worker at the moment? Of course I've cut this, haven't I? So I've got this nice open space cut across the field, a bit naughty, but it needs ploughing anyway, so compaction should be minimal. Compaction going forward should be minimal impact. Actually, look look where the tractor is. Yeah, he's got through a fair few passes since we were here, so that's good. Struggle a little bit to do a tight corner the doits with this trailer, but it's worth it while we were doing all that silaging. I'm actually umming and ahhing about whether I'd be better off using the forage harvester to compact it, or it might be quicker because it's heavier. I'll try it. Best thing I ever found, so I never actually showed this in a video, maybe I'll do it at some point if I go back. When I go back, I will go back. Was on Spectacle Island, the silo at the biogas plant was absolutely huge. It was a nice big square silo, plenty of room, and I collected grass using a sort of radon trailer, the big ones, the big sugarcane trailers, the yellow ones from the Platinum Edition pack, and which was empty. And yeah, found that actually if you tipped it at just the right speed, you could actually compact it while you were tipping it, and you just go round and round and round in circles. It was by far the quickest way to compact the silo. It was really good, worked really well. Right, just pull this out the way. Good. So, luckily for me, the theory seems to be working. So quickly jump back into radio. Back to the Hurleman and carry on. Right, so that's the last of the store off field 9. As you may have noticed while I was just finishing that off, it looks like I made the mistake of changing the orientation of the combine and the work I thought you would finish, so we'll go and see exactly what happened, try and figure out what went wrong. It just seemed a more efficient way to do it, because he could have gone up and down the field, but apparently not. Yeah, so we got up to the top here and then stopped. Oh well, never mind. So we'll set him going the other way, and hopefully that'll work out a bit better. May as well empty it first while we're here. Get that done. Right, that's that empty, so, and actually the trailer's looking pretty full, but it's not quite full yet. Not sure why the combine's running. Okay, so, yeah, we'll get the worker back on this bit. I will finish off these 2 fields off screen. I think we've come to the end of an episode. So, yeah, I'll finish these off screen. I might show a little bit at the beginning of the next episode. We'll see how we're doing. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, give me a like. If you don't subscribe yet and you'd like to, please feel free to do so. And if you'd like to leave a comment, any suggestions, any thoughts, you know, it'd be great to have some feedback. And otherwise, I look forward to welcoming you back to South Mountain Creamery very soon. Bye bye for now.